sure they don't go off the platform.
I'm just gonna lean if that's okay.
Now, last time I was...
I'm just gonna use this chair as a prop.
That's good. That's great. I think we just do this for the whole Q&A. What do you think? Now, last time I was with you guys was in on the set in Bulgaria for Hellboy. And I gotta say, it's really cool to see the journey. You know, now the movie's finished, all the effects are done. Last time I saw you, I know there's the idea of fans has kind of always been a part of this whole process. We have a lot of fans here today, but then when I saw you on set, it was literally you and some industrial-sized fans that created so much noise. I remember shooting the Pendle Hill scene.
Oh, literally.
Was that numbing for you?
Dubbed the whole movie because of these fans. Because of these fans! Jesus! You fans made it so hard.
It was loud. They were very, very loud. And also you, in the full Hellboy getup, you had a crate that you hauled around with you, I remember. A red crate. Was that so you could sit down with the tail?
I remember bringing the crate to you a few times because they weren't quick enough on set. It's like, yes, David, I'll give you the crate.
I know, you were very mothering to me. It was nice.
No, I have 2 kids,
big old Hellboy.
Suffering.
You know, he's a big boy, and he needs his crate. I did. I mean, the thing about having a tail, which none of you probably realize, is that it's hard to sit in a chair with a back. It really is. So I have a lot of respect for dogs now. And basically, I had to sit on an apple box, and the crew either thought that was great or charming, and so or ridiculous, and they painted apple box red, and it was like my apple box that I sat on. So people would carry it around and set it places, and then I would go sit on it. Great story, David.
An airbrushed Hellboy logo on it. It looked official. It was cool. I think I took a picture of it. I was like, that's a cool looking crate.
Now I know why you were so pissed at me when I didn't bring the red apple box. I just brought the black one.
I'm pissed at you for so many other reasons. I mean, it's just endless.
No, so many people are. Okay, join the line.
Well, I know we have a ton of fans here, obviously, speaking of fans, and we have a couple fan questions already planned. We have somebody up first, so we'll throw it to the audience, and I believe you are right. Is that... No? Is it? I was told up.
Hey, did you guys enjoy the Gore Fest?
Literally.
Yeah, right? It's pretty badass. I mean, it's a crazy, crazy horror movie. So thank you guys for coming out, and yeah, it's really fun to screen it. I didn't watch it tonight, but I watched it in New York yesterday, and it's really fun on a big screen too. It's just so big. So thank you guys for coming out.
Okay, so yeah, we have the mic in the aisle up there, so go ahead.
No, it's over there.
Okay, I see.
Hi, welcome back to Toronto. What were one of your favorite moments on set?
It's easy for me. In that Baba Yaga scene, I get a big old kiss. From, that is a lovely gentleman called Troy James, and he is a contortionist. So his legs, those spike things are CGI, but everything else, the movement is real. He was able to do things with his body that no human being should be able to do. And he came over, and he's very sweet. He hadn't done that many movies, and he came over, and so the first time he kissed me, it was very gentle and cautious.
And then the second time?
I'm the big star. It's like careful with him. And then I was like, Troy, come on, man. This has got to be gross, man. Go for it. And then that tongue that you see moving around and in my mouth, that is Troy James's tongue. And it tastes as good as it looks.
I love all the practical effects. Shout out to the Guru Gotch as well. That was actually, I remember, like a giant guy in a giant suit. I mean, you had that right hand of doom, which seemed sweaty, but can you imagine being in that thing?
Oh, are you kidding?
I can. I was in a fucking Hellboy suit.
He had
you
like a
imagine
robotic
being
head.
in a suit? Yeah, I fucking can, Tanner. I can imagine.
Hey, you did not have an animatronic head, though. It was at least your...
No, poor Doug.
no,
Actually,
it could get worse,
his
right?
name was Doug, and the head started smoking at one point in a scene we had together, and he's like, you guys, do you smell smoke?
Is your head smoking, David?
And I literally, again, as a mother, I was like, wait, Doug, what's going on? He's like, I smell smoke, and everyone's like, no, it's fine. And he's like, no, you guys, it's burning. And it takes a long time to get him out of that thing because it's all wires and the face moves and stuff. And anyway, I made sure they never used that head ever again on Doug because that was a disaster. It literally like started smoking. It was on fire.
I mean, it gets a little worse, I guess.
It can always
Why are you
be
so
worse.
invested in me being like super happy with 3 hours to make? You're so invested in this. Can we have another question?
Yeah, let's move on. Okay, well, we got more audience questions. Over here.
We got this.
Okay,
Yeah, this.
you're yelling.
We gotta get you.
What do you got? What do you got? You don't need a mic.
No, I don't need a mic. The question is for you, Milla. With Resident Evil, you've always been extremely athletic and martial arts. How was it different to doing Hellboy, which didn't seem like very much? Was that a relief?
Are you kidding? It was the greatest relief in a certain sense. Please, I didn't have to wear 40 pounds of prosthetics like poor David, and I didn't have to have horns and go through, 4 or 5 hours of makeup in the morning. But I did have to learn to do a British accent, which was actually, quite a challenge on its own. So, that was my big thing on this movie was like doing stunt rehearsals for the British accent.
And one more thing. I'll never get a chance ever again. Can I get you to sign for me, please?
Yeah, bring
Right
it up.
now?
Right now.
All right, but next question as we do this.
We have, where's that audience mic at? We have someone in, okay, let's go. I saw a hand right in the front. Your hand went up for a while. Is there not a hand there? Yeah, there's a hand right there. Okay, there's a giant spotlight. I cannot see anything.
Hey, David. Just want to say congratulations on the movie. Over
Thanks,
here.
man.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, where are you?
Hey. Over here. To your right.
Over there?
Hey, buddy.
You're waving. Okay.
I'll stand up. Sorry, I didn't. I'm very involved. I just want to say congratulations on the movie first off. It was amazing. I'm sure we all loved it.
Thanks.
Yes.
Thanks.
And just my question is, I saw a picture online of you had a meeting with Ron Perlman, the original Hellboy. I guess
yeah.
Patton Oswalt arranged it.
Yeah.
How was that? Did he impart any wisdom on the role?
Yeah.
How was that night?
Yeah, it was great. I mean, more than just talking about Hellboy, it was just an excuse to meet a great actor and talk to him about his like long and luxurious career. I've always been a fan of his, so I just want to talk to him mainly about that. And then, I was talking a little bit about Hellboy, and I tend to take stuff very seriously, and I was working on the inner life and all this stuff, and he was like, "Hey kid, I can't do a Ron Perlman impersonation. It just winds up being like, very much more macho than me." And he was like, "Yeah, just make sure you have some fun, huh?" And I was like,
Yeah, that's for sure.
Thank you.
Listen,
And
Ron
did
and I
take his
worked
advice.
together on Monster Hunter after this, and that guy has more one-liners than any human I've ever met in the universe. He's the funniest dude ever.
Thank you.
Apart from David Harbour.
We got another question I saw halfway up on this side, along the aisle. It's really hard to see. No one. You guys forgot? Oh, okay. Let's go with that. I feel like I'm standing on a highway right now. And there's just cars coming up.
Just scream.
Oh, is it me? Hi. Oh, hello. I have a question for David. Kind of went over again with this question. You're coming into a comic book character that's so beloved, and Howard has obviously a huge fan base for the films from Ron Perlman. How did you differentiate this character, made him your own kind of for the film? What was your process behind that?
Yeah, I mean, it's not so much that you're trying to differentiate. It's not so much a reaction as it is just an investment in the comic myself. And so, as who I am and what I'm drawn to, that just sort of naturally comes about. I think it's different in a way that, first of all, he has hair. That was really important to me.
On his back.
But also, it was I think he's a bit of a younger Hellboy. I think we wanted to create the dynamic with the father to be different than we've seen with the, Ian is a sort of more foreboding presence and more of a tough love. And my thing with him was I just wanted him to sort of be going through, I haven't seen the other movies in a long time. And I know there is struggle with the destiny of Hellboy, but I just wanted that to be very grounded in some sort of genetic imperative, like he wants to be evil. I mean, there's some base desire and some destiny where he like loves evil. I mean, he like sort of loves and admires the Blood Queen, and really in the middle of the film, he himself wonders why he's on the quote good side, and like maybe he's wrong about all this, until he meets Baba Yaga and sees that she's eating children, and it changes his mind about monsters, and he really goes back, I think, on the human side. But I just wanted a lot more of what I felt. Again, I haven't seen the movies in a long time, but this this inner struggle of this boy becoming a man. From what I remember of the movies, there was a masculinity thing to Ron where he had sort of seen it all, and I think that my Hellboy kind of hasn't, and he's very young. He's still Hellboy, and he's under the shadow of his father, and he's trying to become Hellman without the association with the mayonnaise.
Great. And we have I guess we have one more time for one more question, so let's go. You already have a mic, so go ahead.
Hi, David. I just wanted to know, I saw during the movie that Hellboy says a lot of puns. What I wanted to know, was that written into the script, or did you come up with any of those on set while filming?
Yeah, there was a lot of play on set, because there's a lot of fun. I mean, what we were trying to do was get the spirit of the Mignola comic without actually using a lot of the Mignola lines. So, the spirit is always that Hellboy sort of has these things that come out of either provoking someone, thinking a situation is stupid, being embarrassed by a situation, just like these things that undercut a lot. So there was a lot that you didn't see that was on the cutting room floor that I personally really loved, but it was weird. There's a scene where they show up with Hellboy and they're like, he's drunk. And they go, Hellboy, and he says, no, my name's Josh. That was kind of mine. And then the other one that I liked even better was this. They go, Hellboy, and he goes, I mean, probably. There you go, see, look at that. But that didn't make it. What else? There was also a lot of lines. There was a lot of improv that day when I walked in the fish and chip shop. I remember having one line. Right now in the film, I think it's "This smells bad" or something. Right. But I remember there being a line about, well, where's the ball pit? Which nobody gets, but in McDonald's, that disgusting ball pit that they have for the children? I love the idea of him walking into a fish and chip shop and thinking there's the ball pit. So there was a lot of play where we would just mess around.
By the way, there was a few times when I was working with you, David, where I literally didn't realize during the take that you weren't just joking with me, and I would literally start laughing, and then no one else was laughing, and then I realized that we were still rolling. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm the Blood Queen and this is the scene. No, he just said that. That's Hellboy, that's not David. So, no, he did a lot of improv. It was amazing.
I mean, not to put you on the spot or anything, but I know we sang to you earlier, and I did give you a birthday present, and I mean, there is something else on behalf of Canada that I was supposed to bring out for you. If it's okay with you. I've been working on this for a long time, David. I spent a lot of time making this today.
Himself, personally.
Oh my God.
Himself, personally.
So hey, on behalf of all of us here.
Amazing. Can you guys see this? It's like a Hellboy cake.
Happy birthday, David.
Thank you so much. Oh my God.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
So embarrassing to do press on your birthday. I feel like I'm at Chuck E. Cheese. Oh, the candles already blown out. All right. There you go. Thank you so much. It's very sweet.
Best birthday party ever.
Woo! Thank you.
All right, get out of here before those sparklers set off the sprinklers.
Well, big thanks again to Millennium Media, VVS Films, Milla, David. Spread the word of Hellboy, and let's all go out and see it again in theaters, right?
There you go.
Have a great night, everybody. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, everybody.